Hi everyone, my name is Tamaris Leonard, and today we are joined by Trina and Towanda Braxton to talk about their new season of the Braxtons. Let's get right into it. An element of the show that intrigues me is your return after a 3-year hiatus. Towanda, what was it like to come back, and how have the Braxtons changed since we last saw you?
So much. First, thank you for being here. You're very beautiful. The second thing is, when we were going through the hiatus, we were also going through the journey of Traci transitioning. And during that time when we were going back and forth and being with Traci, she wanted to tell her story. So it was important for her to allow us to tell her story because she wasn't able to do so. And the thing that changed us is that we grew up. And not only did we grow up, I think that our fans have grown up too.
Kind of shifting gears a bit, Trina, grief in itself is debilitating, but there's a unique call to have to process in the public eye. I really want to touch on how it feels to live out your sister's passing on camera and how you nurture yourself past public perception and pressure.
It was horrible to be so bearing. I felt very naked because things came out during the filming process that I hadn't even expressed to my sisters, that I hadn't even said to myself out loud. But the more I look back at my reactions, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's another person who's grieving somewhere, and hopefully through my process that I can help them through their process and let them know and encourage them that it's okay to talk to somebody, and that keeping it in is just not healthy, not for just themselves, but for the people around them. So hopefully it will definitely encourage them to allow themselves to, number one, express their grief, and number two, to know that it's okay to move forward and not necessarily just move on.
So you kind of spoke to this, but I think that experience does grant perception, and there's things that you can't speak to unless you've lived through it. And the Braxtons have beautifully lived through a lot. Towanda, what is your message to the viewer who's grieving and sees a connection in your pain?
That it's okay, and that I view grieving and I view death a little differently from most, I would say, because I believe and know that you are a spirit before you are flesh and blood. So for me, you have to understand and know that the person that you're grieving can be your assignment on the other side. And they can help you through situations on the other side. And that their spirit will never die, that their spirit will always be here. It sucks sometimes. There are times that I'm like, God dang it, Traci's for real not here. Like, she's like, I have to pinch myself sometimes because it feels like a dream. But then on the other side of it, I know that she said, hey, if you guys see a hummingbird, that's me. You guys make sure you get a necklace because I'm going everywhere with y'all. If y'all going overseas, I'm going overseas. Y'all going to the movies, I'm going to the movies. Y'all going on a date, I'm going on a date. And that's exactly what we do. We make sure we take her with us everywhere we go. That's what I would tell the next person that's going through grief. Just take that person with you everywhere you go, because they would want you to continue to move forward, as Trina stated.
Trina, what do you think would make Traci smile from this new season?
I think the thing that would make Traci smile is that we are still being true to ourselves and true to her story. I think would also make her smile that we have included her son throughout this series. I think it would make her smile to see us at least trying to grow, and even though she's not physically with us, that we will always remember her. So I think that's making her smile.
Yeah, that's a lot of reasons to smile. Something that I found relatable, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers would agree, is the dynamicism behind Sisterhood. It's not always laughs and kikis.
Yeah, right.
You are met with conflict. Towanda, what does effort and reciprocity look like for you in sisterhood?
To give a person grace. I think everybody needs grace because no one's perfect. And it's okay to step back every now and then and say, okay, I need my space, you know, and you can't take things personal. That's what I would say.
Love it. Okay, so let's look forward. Trina, how do you envision the legacy of the Braxtons impacting the future generations of your family?
One of the great things that we were part of the creative during this season. We're all producers, and you know, the more you do, the more you learn. So the good thing would be to pass that knowledge on to continue a legacy. It might not be in reality or being directly on the screen, but to always teach them it's important to tell a story in truth. That's for me.